Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles, the GMS, that rule of well, that are our teachers. That is our teachers, Salaki. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there. And this is your Kwakarab again. And I'm going to play a couple of these clips. This is a podcaster, Jake Judite, go by the name of Jeremy Hill Show. Make some good content. Been watching for a little bit. I guess I have to say I'm not using this content for any money purposes or whatever how you say it. I'm not the best at all this tech savvy thing, whatever, but I'm not using this content for my own gain or personal use or personal benefit. But Lord's will, you were edified, and I'm just gonna let these couple clips play and bring forth some scriptures. My main concern, this part, I want to bring out this part.
Called being a poly person in a poly lifestyle.
Bear with me one moment.
Called being a poly person in a poly lifestyle. She finna show you a map of dicks. That's what she finna show you, a map of dicks and maps of pussies that she want to get down with. Let's go.
Explain what my life looks like as a solo poly person. So I am at the center, and I am my primary partner. There are people who I'm exploring, people who I'm dating, my friends with benefits who I'm...
Now look at the map of dicks and pussies, right? She's showing you her friends with benefits. That's like a lines attached. There's like 5 or 4 lines attached to the friends with benefits. So her friends with benefits, she sleep with them, and then her friends with benefits are sleeping with other people. You get what I'm saying? So that's damn near 10 people right there in that little group. This is just a hoe. You can say you a solo polyamorous. I don't give a fuck. That is still a hoe. We see that all the time in the hood where women get trains ran on them and sleep with many people. They don't never say, hey, I'm poly. It's just that they slutty. You can call it whatever you want to call it, lady. But at the end of the day, you are just being a hoe. Period.
I'm romantic with and sexual with my lovers who I'm sexual with, my partners who I'm 10 toes down with, satellites who come in and out of my life, and playmates who I play with in the kink and swinging spaces. My life is filled with so many beautiful people.
And see the thing about it, it's like he said, a whore is a whore. I'm going to look up some definition of some of these words. I'm going to bring forth some scriptures. But what I want to say is, a chick like this, she has the head, she got her whole head covered, and, she look like she's all natural. She probably talk some old, about juicing, fasting, working out. She probably talk like she got a little bit of sense. And then when you, dig deeper and really be talking to her, this bitch is into all types of, shit that she's into. And this thing is actually kind of growing amongst the so-called black women. And, this is the reason why Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gave us the law, statutes, commandments, so we won't be like the heathens or become even worse than the heathens. So by far, the so-called black woman, starting with her, you have also the so-called Latina, Hispanic, Native American, West Indian woman. But you have the main corporate that's been here in Babylon, America, so long, has been underneath the so-called white man. He's been used by him to perpetuate a nasty fucking degenerate on the earth. Because at one time it was the so-called white woman, but now it's the so-called black woman has toppled that her. And I remember growing up, a lot of so-called black women had always loved and honored Marilyn Monroe. But let me keep going.
Who love me, care about me, and all of our relationships are slightly different, but the love is the same.
Still, a hoe is always delusional. Don't nobody give a damn or care about no hoe. We care about what you can do for us. We don't care about you. We care about what you do. And as soon as you stop doing that, fuck you. We'll find another hoe. See, these women are delusional in their minds, man. They don't know what they talking about, man. And you could just, it's sad because these little things that these women, they tell other women that it's okay to be like this, especially the younger generation, man. Ain't nothing but a hoe. I don't give a damn what you call it.
Same. And when it comes to my sexual partners, of course, I am protecting myself by getting tested regularly. I'm currently on PrEP, and
She's on PrEP. She's getting tested regularly. Make sure she.
So I'm going to look up some of these words. So, what is a whore? A prostitute. Let's look up promiscuous meaning. Having or involving many sexual partners, not restricted to one sexual partner or few sexual partners. Let's look up some of these words. Whore. Definition. One thing a woman has lost is shame, and they lost his shame due to a majority of the so-called black women and their mothers being all-out whores. So let me see, and also again the pushing forward and the making the fashion by Esau. So let me see, a person who engages in sexual intercourse for pay. Let's look up to offer for sexual intercourse in exchange for pay, and that's majority of women. So to debase, to devote to corrupt or unworthy purposes, and that's really what a woman have done. They have debased themselves. We will put our women at one time were at a high level. But when you go read, I believe Isaiah the 3rd chapter tells you how the Lord was going to strip our women and turn our women into whores. Like the scripture said, your wife should be a whore in the city. And the so-called black woman, starting off with her, she has become the most degenerate and sometimes the most intolerable. And that's why you have passport bros, a lot of so-called black men not dealing with the so-called black women, which I don't fault it one by far. I remember me growing up as a little young kid. I used to always say I would never really fuck with black women like that, and it's crazy because even I think that was brought up back up to my attention maybe like 6-7 years ago by family members of mine. Funny as hell. But again, let's keep looking. So let me see. Whore meaning. So a slut, a woman who has many casual sexual partners. So it's no, you can't flip words and bend words and try to make it sound cute or appeasable. You can't switch them up to make it seem cool. And that's what Esau and that's what America's all about. They change these words, they flip these words and try to make it fashionable. So it says the slut is an English language term for a person, usually a woman, who is sexually promiscuous or considered to have loose sexual morals. It is predominantly used as an insult, sexual slur, or offensive term of disparagement. And let me get Romans 1. Let me get the point. So it says, where is it about the woman? Bear with me a moment. I'm trying to find it. Here it is. So Romans 1 and 26. What's that? What's that? 25. They exchanged the truth about Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for a lie. And, our people, starting with the so-called blacks, Latinos, starting with the so-called blacks, going down to the Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, they have served Esau and soaked up the lies, the filth, the garbage of America, and they have become turned out, and they honor and they worship America, and they believe they actually believe that they are Americans themselves. That's why it's off topic. If you ever put on Joseph, the Dreamer of Dreams, if I'm not saying it wrong, or the Prince of Egypt, you could just put it on as a amongst Jake. Certain Jake might laugh at you and they might be like, what the fuck is this? Why the fuck you put this on? Then they'll just maybe they watch it, but considering the fact that they will never know that's our people, that's our history. So going on, it says they worship and serve what Yahweh has created instead of the Creator Himself, who is to be praised forever. Amen. It said because they do this, Yahweh has given them over to shameful passions. And, it's a passion for these girls to be whores and sluts. And it says, even the women pervert the natural use of their sex by unnatural acts. Let's see what it says. Let's look up some of these words. Unnatural acts. So an unnatural act is one that is not considered normal, but what is normal turns on particular community standards. And again, our women have turned everything upside down, starting with Esau. So being a wife, instead of doing what the Lord tells them in the Bible, you want to be a whore. And one thing I saw the other day, which, when you read the Bible, you never hear a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You either hear a man and his wife, husband and wife. There's no gray areas, but Esau creates a lot of gray areas. It says lasciviousness, lasciviousness. It says of a person, manner, or gesture, feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. So let's look up, hold on. Filled with or showing sexual desire, lewd, lustful, lascivious act. So let's look up, I forgot the scripture that talks about it, but it actually says it. So let me see. So Mark 7 and 21. So this is what has perverted our people, because this is what it's in our people. Because why? Because our people are dark. Their minds are filled with darkness. And they instead of rejecting or blocking out the filth that Esau promotes out here, they eat it up, soak it up. They drown it with more wine and filth, sodas, and etc. they drown it with other philosophies. But they don't block it, they don't filter it, because again, our people are lost and they don't know, they lost their morals and their standards and their nationality. So it says, Mark 7:21, for within, out of the heart, the mind of men proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murder, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. all these evil things come from within and defile the man. So even man and woman. And that's what has, let me see. Let me see. Ephesians 4:17. This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua through the ignorance that is in them, because the blindness of the heart, la'ab, meaning your mind. And again, our people, our women, and the men, again, have been blinded by who? Esau, the so-called white man. They ultimately, we've been put against each other. We've been spiritually destroyed, starting with the so-called white Jesus, and the beating and the breaking of our families, even going back into slavery, and us thus coming here into slavery, and then the many dark works of Esau unto this present day that you cannot sit there and fucking deny. If you deny, you're a fucking devil. So it said, but ye have not so learned Yahweh Shah, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him as in the truth in Yahweh Shah. So it says that you put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. So again, when you come to the stead of Yahweh Shah, learning of him, you'll drop all of this. But unfortunately, 2/3 is not going to do so. So as you see, hold on. Galatians 5:19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness. And like I say, as you see, the scriptures for lasciviousness. But you see what lasciviousness is. So it says loose. So you're a loose woman. You're a whore. Lustful, lascivious desires. Hold on. So it says loose woman. A sexually promiscuous woman, a prostitute. Like I said, you're two things. You're either a wife or you're a whore. There's no gray area between that, And unfortunately, majority of the so-called black women here in America, they have not been reared up and geared and taught to be wives. They've been taught to be whores due to their mothers being having that battery in their back pushed by Esau to promote single motherhood and welfare queens and being a single mother. And devoting and promoting it as if it was a thing to do so, and to put down her own man. What does a loose person mean? Lacking moral restraint or integrity, notorious for his loose character, sexually promiscuous or immoral, unchaste, not firm. And again, like I said, like the scripture says in Titus, I'm gonna get it. It was for the aged woman to teach. So read the chapter. So it's the Titus 2:1, but you must teach what agrees with sound doctrine. This is the GNT. Instruct the older men to be sober, sensible, and self-controlled, to be sound in their faith, love, and endurance. But again, Esau brought us here in slavery, and he had control over us. You didn't teach the men to be sensible, sober, and self-controlled. You basically broke us, and you turned us into brute beast. And again, a lot of things happen hurt, pain, and agony. So that it was just a trickle effect. Verse 3, in the same way, instruct the older women. And again, we broke away. It was all through Yahweh Shah that, how everything turned out for us to be in our predicament. Because again, we were never free. We were never, let's read the book of Exodus. When you go about the ancient Egyptians, they didn't want to let go of Israel. And Esau did the same thing in the same stead. Going back to read Romans, the 9th chapter, you'll see that it really is a purpose and a cause, the reason why the Lord did Pharaoh like he did, and how he's going to do Esau the way he's going to do. So again, you never let us go. Esau, I'm talking about Esau. You never let our people go. You never gave us our land. You never gave us any reparations. You actually made us worse, and worse. And every time we did get something, you destroyed it. So again, when we broke away somewhat, so to speak, we were trying to, have our own, be conservative and do our own thing and break away from you. We just wanted peace. You destroyed us. And when you integrated us, you, in modern day, I want to say roughly the 1900s, when that whole plan of the Illuminati came forth. I think the Illuminati the whole term and plan was in 1776, if I'm not mistaken, or the 1800s. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this whole feminist thing, women's liberation, you how you say, constructed it up. So it says, in the same way, instruct the older women to behave as women should who live a holy life. They must not be slanderers or slaves to wine, but you taught our women to be against their own men and slander their own men. They must teach what is good in order to train the younger woman to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, and to be good housewives who submit themselves to their husbands, so that no one will speak evil of the message that comes from Yahweh Shah. So, and again, it thus, goes into the young men, because the way it's a way that you had to raise the men as well. So, like I said, hopefully, you were edified. I don't want it to be too much longer, but you get the point. Those was just some definitions of what our women have become. And like I said, Esau is pushing this bullshit with these female rappers, these female musicians, female movie actresses, and these TV shows, and basically this TikTok and this whole social media thing. Esau is making it seem like, these girls are saying some dropping a ball, dropping a dime, they dropping game, they the sisterhood. They're making it seem like this shit is, whew, girl, you said a tongue load, but all you're saying is some bullshit. And all you cannot change and flip words and try to make it suitable for your own purpose. You're just a fucking whore. And it's funny because, like you said, like what is Jeremy Hill said, back in the day, if you was able to run a train on a girl, man, she was a slut. She was a whore. It wasn't. We never ever said, man, it was no dude ever. And this go from New York, Brooklyn basements all the way trickling down to the East Coast. There's no guy that will sit here and say, yeah, dog. Yeah, man, yo, man, shorty that came downstairs, yo, man, better than the motherfucker, man. But yo, man, she ain't, she's not a whore, man. She good, bro. She good, y'all. She good. When she, how Jake be talking, man, she just polyamorous, man. She just poly, man. Ain't nothing wrong with her, man. Come on, matter of fact, let's both marry her. You never heard that ever in your life. That was the jump off. She was a whore, the slut bucket. How you say, the buzzle, the skeezers, and the other terms that came with it. But you're not gonna flip this terminology and make it seem like a loose woman, a whore, a prostitute is being cool, and they're flipping it as if, oh, I'm polyamorous, or I'm just a woman that like this. Nah, bitch, you just a slut. You're a whore. And yes, we're slut shaming because one thing that has happened to our people, we have lost our shame. And also, I'm gonna bring out a video on what is shame. Shalom.